green light on the front end of that. Then you'll come under here and you look at these lights. If you don't have a solid green light, and or you don't have anything up on the screen, you're going to have to go to the back right, and there's a remote control. This red button, you just push it at the light section, hit the red button, the green light will turn on. You'll wait about 20 seconds for the bulb to warm up, and you'll see the PC showing on the board. Volume. Yeah, I'll pass a couple of these out so you can, this is not edited. There are typos in here. Yeah, I switched the order because
Oh, you did?
Jumping around a little bit. If you want to.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
So I'll update this and send it back out. All right. Okay, so I'll do that. How do I control the volume? On this end of the board, there are three. There's a volume control, a treble, and a bass. At the bottom of this section, where there are a bunch of inputs, there's a button. This happened to us just the other day. If you're holding that button, it turns it red. That's a mute. And make sure this is green, and your volume will be working. How do I make adjustments? If this is a little bit tilted or it's not hitting exactly right, a lot of people are tempted to walk over here and start wiggling things. Don't do it. Bold letters underlined. This is a delicate piece of equipment. You put in a help desk ticket, helpdesk@baystate.edu, or call us at 9122. We'll get in, we'll fix the problem. But if you start trying to do it manually, you're going to have rubber bushings, and it'll be a mess. How do I recalibrate the board? Just take your pen, hold it up against the dot here, and it will change colors. Be patient, and it's telling you what to do. If I wasn't all that patient, I should probably do it again. If I wasn't patient enough and I was wiggling, it will say click the barrel, which is the button on here, to restart. In this case, I was good. This is telling me anywhere on the board.
So when you say recalibrate, are we allowed to ask
recalibrate.
questions?
If you're on, and I'll show you later, but if you're on the, and I can't do it right now, so I'm going to recalibrate. I want the tip of this to touch the center of this square. And this is telling everything how to follow this pen around as we're working with any presentation. So you see that it's following me around. Every now and then you'll find that when you put this on the board, this icon can be a little bit off, a little bit more off, a little bit more off, a little more for Santa. And it makes it really hard to do anything. So if you see that happening, just lay it up there and it'll change.
Particularly if you're using like the start command and the calibration's off, you got to figure like, oh, 3 inches over to the left.
Yeah, and it's way too hard.
Yeah.
So you just reset it, and it only takes a couple seconds. How do I control the volume? Adjust do not attempt, recalibrate. How do I access the internet? Just like you would on any PC. You just click it.
That was a
And
double
up you
click.
can. Was I supposed to double
Still
click?
double click, right?
Okay, so I double clicked and it worked. Sometimes sometimes you'll have to get used to the speed of it. Just like we all, if I sit at somebody's desk, their mouse is a lot faster than mine, or vice versa. You just get, it's a little bit different. And if you want to go someplace else, you just highlight and type away. And you know, things happen. Oh, it's an ED. It's not an ED. Alright. So I can get this way.
Suzanne's birthday. What was today's picture of Google? Suzanne.
Suzanne.
Okay.
Alright, for a video, if you want to play videos, this is the software you have to use. We don't have the drivers for the Microsoft, and they change it pretty regularly anyway. So you open this up, I actually have one already there. It'll be Media and Open Disk, and then you just select the DVD that you've installed into the PC right here. If you want to do music, you'll put your music CD in. The guy's been practicing a dance move. You guys ready this time? No? They never will dance for me.
You don't want to see me. Can I ask a question?
Yeah?
Will the DVD come up immediately, or should we wait just a little bit?
We can do what you like.
It should. It should autoplay for you. It should pop up.
There might be some conflicts there because Windows Media Player might show up, And if Windows Media Player might show up, then the sound might not be working because it's going through the Windows Media Player sound and not that.
No?
No.
It wouldn't do it. Okay, so that's pretty simple. We just select it. All right, now we get into the DVD, CD. Can I use my flash drive? Yes, you can. You can either plug it into the front panel on the laptop, or there's a USB drive in the bottom right hand side, and we've marked it for you. You just put it in here. And we all know that if you put it in one way, it doesn't go. Flip it over. We don't want to damage it. So you can use your flash drive. Can you use a laptop?
What's that pointer thing called? What's it
It's a
called?
pen.
It's a pen. Does that
Yep.
run on battery, and does the battery run out?
Yep, I haven't had one run out yet.
Okay, but that's just something good for us to know, so that if it's not working for some reason, that would be one thing to think about, that the
Yep, and we
battery's
do
not-
have spares in the IT office. But these aren't things we want to just have all over the place. All right, if you want to use your laptop, we keep this cable here for you to connect to, and your laptop will be up and running. The one thing that you're going to have to do is, there are two buttons in the bottom right of this box here, and you just click from computer 1 to computer 2, and you're up and running. You'll have to make sure that your laptop is set to display. Sometimes you'll plug your laptop in, it won't work, and there's a Windows F7. You'll have to hit. Some machines it's a different
Sometimes you control.
It's usually function.
Function F7, and if it's a Mac, function F8.
so you look at the little picture for the monitor if you've got it down before, where you can have both on your laptop and on the screen, just on the screen, just on your laptop. It's that sequence. Most of them should just work, but sometimes people play with the F keys.
And oftentimes on laptops, you'll also see it actually has a monitor color.
Yep.
And you have to match the blue key with the monitor color key, and then boom. Now, if your laptop goes dead, just hit it one more time. Laptop's active, and now that's active as well.
Yep. Okay. All right, how do I use ActiveInspire? So we'll, ActiveInspire's right here, you double click on it. We already have one open, we started playing around. We'll get into the tools at first here. It has some neat tools. I'm not going to go into all the tools, but I'll show you a couple of them. Handwriting recognition. So if you're writing on the board and you want it to convert to text, it will do that for you. And one of the things a lot of us did initially, we said, okay, now I want to turn it off. You go there, you think it's off. You get back up on the board, and it's still on. The reason, and maybe it has to learn, or maybe I have to type that up. It's still on here. You didn't actually turn it off. The way to turn it off is to change focus. So now if I go back, it's off. So that's how you turn something off. Other things that are interesting here, math tools, roll dice. You can change the speed of these dice. You can change the number of these dice. You can continue to roll. Interesting. I don't know how often it's going to get used. I'm sure there are other tools in here that you can imagine. The camera. I haven't played with it yet. Spotlight views, reveal. Interesting. Try to get to class a little bit early and play. Or go to the website, and that's something we're going to try and push with it, because there are a lot of things on there that are very interesting if and when you have the time to sit in front of your computer and take one of those lessons. But there are a few different lessons in there. And Jeff, you've taken a couple of them. They are interesting. How do I draw on the screen? So I've selected this tool. I can, as you've seen me do a little bit here, I can change colors. I can highlight. And I can erase. So all interesting stuff. Now when I'm done with this, one of the questions I got asked repeatedly is, I want to share this with my students, and the default format only allows it to be brought up in another ActiveInspire session, so you could bring it from class to class with you with an ActiveBoard. But that's not going to help you if you want to share it with your students. So this is a little bit counterintuitive, but it's file, print, export to PDF, and then you can send that PDF out to all your students. You can bring ActiveInspire up, and you want to bring in a PowerPoint presentation, import, and this image.
You do images or objects?
It doesn't matter. And my documents, we just had this very same file, I think. Yeah, that's the one we had pulled in. So you can bring it in, you can do the same kind of stuff with these tools. And You can also use the ActiveBoard just like you would with a standard PowerPoint presentation to edit within the PowerPoint presentation if you want to do that. You're not going to get, you know, all of this capability, but if you pull the PowerPoint into the ActiveInspire tool, you get all this capability. All right, how do I draw on the screen? Right click is you hold the button and you tap. Regular click is just tapping. Click. Can I save? Can I download software? Oh, and another question is, can I put software on here to do what I want to do? Very similar to the answer to the question, how do I adjust this? Don't do it. You can't. We want to plan all software installations well in advance of a semester starting. And the reason for that is we have a lab over in 35, we have a lab here in 31, we have a bunch of computers in the library, we have workstations throughout the campus, and a lot of those software applications have to be spread across those so kids can do their homework. We need lead time. It isn't something that can happen overnight. There's only, you know, we don't have a big IT shop here, we're down ahead, and we've got a lot of things going on. And it's good for all of us to know. Think in advance. We had a professor last night put a ticket in, hey, I want to put some brand new professor. Well, she's a return, but sorry. You know, we have to plan these things in advance. And on here we give a website. I didn't pull it up, but and I can email this to you. The website for Promethean, so you can go through some of these other lessons and get more comfortable with the application on your own time. So that's it generally. We didn't get a lot of questions. Maybe I went too fast. Okay, and it's only the second time I've been up here, so.
You're getting better at it, though.
Okay. Yeah, so the first time I was up here, I think I had 15 minutes. So Jeff gave me a quick tutorial of what he had learned, but he was in a rush. Charlie, the first time I did it was with Charlie. Charlie, who prior to that presentation had admitted that he hadn't spent nearly any time, if any, but he was the best salesman. He was unbelievable. You would think that he was actually selling the package, so that was pretty neat. And it was a small group, 6 or 7 folks, but they seemed to enjoy the ability to have somebody show them what to do as opposed to just use it to pull up a PowerPoint presentation. So this allows you to edit your work and resend out the work during a class. Okay?
Do you want to emphasize also for the folks who might be watching that it's important for people to actually spend some time just goofing around with it?
Oh yeah, it is. The couple of periods of time that I've spent in here alone, I've learned some things. One of the things that we were kind of confused about was the ability to pull something up in ActiveInspire and save it. And initially we're doing file save, and it's like, well, it gives it its own extension, which only allows me to replay it on this particular hardware. And that wasn't going to work. I mean, it really wasn't going to work for what we wanted to do. So in playing, I don't even know why I pushed print, but this is what we found, export to PDF, and that gives you that capability. But things like that you're going to discover only by spending a little time on it. I'm sure there's a lot more that this does that I don't know. And the reason I have the rest of the IT group in the back of the room here, Jamie a lot of times would catch me making errors when I'm up here playing. We spent, what, 5 minutes before this particular session, and I was making some mistakes. So it's a fun tool, spend some time with it, and then let us know. So there's a small group of us that are trying to be the go-to train-the-trainer individuals that will benefit from any of those questions that you forward. We'll try to condense those into this document and keep it up to date. And periodically, we should probably get together as a group just so that we at least answer the same questions the same way. Because there's always more than one way to skin a cat. We want to make sure that at least we're getting the same responses.
Keep in mind that this particular software is a graphical interface. And actually, when you're trying to save it, you really want to save it as a PDF file, because the amount of storage space that it uses, I'm assuming, is going to be considerably less.
Should be.
Then, yeah.
That too.
Like about 800% less
The regular PDF.
than, oh no, if you save it as a PDF versus the regular graphic interface that the software uses. You could very quickly, regardless of how much memory you have on that flash drive, you could start running out of space with inside of 15, 16 slides.
So I hope you're enjoying them. Hopefully you'll spend that time and be able to do more interesting.